The United States is standing firm with Israel after the country was not invited to this year's atomic bombing memorial in Nagasaki. The U.S. ambassador to Japan said he will not attend as a result of that decision. It all comes in response to Israel's war in Gaza that has killed tens of thousands. U.S. Ambassador to Japan Rahm Emanuel will sit out of Nagasaki's peace ceremony tomorrow over Israel's exclusion from the annual commemoration of the 1945 atomic bombing of the city. More than 100 countries will observe a minute of silence to mark the moment the U.S. dropped the second atomic bomb in Japan during World War II.
Thousands of buildings and homes were instantly destroyed. The flash radiation of heat from the blast scorched hillsides as far as 8,000 feet away from ground zero.
Activists and bomb survivor groups chose to exclude Israel due to its bombardment of Gaza, where tens of thousands of Palestinians have been killed since Israel began targeting the militant group Hamas following the October 7th attack. Happening today in that conflict, the Israeli military has ordered another mass evacuation in large areas around Khan Younis in southern Gaza, saying its forces will soon operate there in response to Palestinian rocket fire. So yet again, thousands are fleeing, walking down dusty roads. Few are seen using cars, bicycles, donkey carts, and motorbikes to relocate, while many others, including children and elderly, are evacuating on foot. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Emergency Response Agency says Israeli airstrikes on 2 schools functioning as shelters in Gaza City have killed at least 16 people, including several children. It's the latest in a string of attacks on Gaza schools that Israel says provide cover to Hamas fighters. But it's unclear if any fighters were killed in this strike. The death toll is mounting in Gaza, and nearly 40,000 have been killed.
Children shouldn't face that kind and that level of violence. Children should be protected, they should be treated well, and they should be given the opportunities that they need. Children really need now a ceasefire.
But regional tensions have soared since Hamas's political leader was killed July 31st in Iran by a presumed Israeli strike. Israel has not said whether it was involved, but retaliation has been expected.
No one should escalate this conflict.
Meanwhile, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation convened an extraordinary meeting yesterday at the level of foreign ministers to address ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflicts. It resulted in a final draft communique condemning Israel's actions and reaffirming solidarity with the Palestinian cause.
The region does not need escalation. What the region needs is a ceasefire. What the region needs to address the legitimate rights. I have a feeling that Prime Minister Netanyahu wants to drag President Biden into a war with Iran. And I think that we all should learn the lessons of being dragged into war in Iraq in the past under false, assumptions. What we need is peace.
The U.S. saying today they're urging a ceasefire.
We need to see this ceasefire deal come to fruition. We need to see, hostages come back to their loved ones. That's the best way in ensuring the next step forward to move forward what a transition plan looks like.